Penny Rafferty Realty here. I'm here with my friend Jared, who is a lender. And we're going to talk about some differences between big banks like Bank of America or Wells Fargo, credit unions, and mortgage lenders. Now, Jared is a mortgage lender. And I will tell you real quick that I got a phone call from somebody. They said, hey, we're going to put an offer in on one of your properties that you have listed. And I said, great. I said, tell me about it because I want to know a little bit. And they go, oh, yeah, he's getting a mortgage from Bank of America. Now, that's not a bad thing, but I said, because I find that the big banks are a little bit more difficult to work with. And the buyers, they always go, oh, Bank of America, they have all of my information. I've been banking with them for 40 years. They know me. No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yeah, I've been banking there since the CNS Bank days. So I think I've been there since I was actually not old enough to have a checking account. So I understand that argument. Yeah, so the biggest difference that you're going to see is specialization, right?
Okay.
Let's move it from, I do mortgages, I do loans, but let's look at tax accounting software. H&R Block is huge. You would not call anybody doing taxes at H&R Block a CPA though, right?
Yeah.
So the more complex your situation, the more specialized you'll want to get, right?
So you have H&R Block, you have I'm an accountant, I'm a CPA, I'm a forensic accountant.
Correct, and you're going to get what you pay for on any of them,
Okay.
right? You tell me as a realtor, how do you like a offer from a client that's pre-approved through Rocket Mortgage? How does that make you feel as a listing agent?
As a listing agent makes me crazy. However, I have successfully closed some, but at the end of the day, and Jared will tell you, when I have a buyer, I say we want to use a local lender.
Right.
And they go, but I want to use, again, Bank of America. But I say, I want you to use my local lender. You don't have to, but I can look him in the eye, kick him in the shins. I've had lunch with him. I know where his office is. I know where he lives. And this sounds terrible, but I have an existing relationship with him. So when I call the cell phone, he picks it up. If I call Rocket Mortgage or B of A and it's Saturday at 2:00.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes down to how deep we dig as a loan officer. How much detail do we go into? Some mortgage loan applications, they're not much more thorough than a credit card application. So a client can go in and put information in, even if they're trying to be honest, and it not be usable information. So the weight of the pre-approval letter, what does it mean? Right? If I issue a pre-approval letter, it means I can use your income. I've already verified it. I've already verified that it's usable. I already verified that it's accurate. Assets, right? I've already verified that we have the money for the down payment, that we have a means of getting it, right? I can go through all of that in detail and issue a pre-approval that I stand behind 100% of the time, so that whenever the listing agent gets it, they see my name, they see my bank on it, and they know, well, this is a good pre-approval. Jared doesn't miss.
So this goes back to the contract that they were sending me. She's like, and it's through Bank of America. And I did the huge sigh, because Bank of America really just did a pre-qual saying, fill out this, but it doesn't dig deep until you have a contract and you send it in and you have an address. So sometimes they're not worth the paper that they're written on, even though they pretend that they are.
Yeah, and beyond just that, just the ability. I'm here, I'm local. I know insurance agents I can put you in touch with to get a good homeowner's insurance quote, whereas Bank of America is going to push you to whichever relation they have, right? Home inspectors, obviously, right, to get a good quality home inspection done on the front end. And so really putting together a team locally where you're buying, not locally to where you are. If you're coming from Pittsburgh, having, a banker up there and a home inspector up there is not going to help you out much down here. Having a local team put together in the area that you're buying will benefit you in more ways than just getting your offer accepted. It will help you beyond the close of the deal even, because you still retain Penny's contact information after closing, right?
We hope so.
And they still have my cell phone after closing, right? And so the whole point is to make it a seamless transaction, to make sure that we have set up the financial side of it to best benefit you and your long-term goals, and to get you into the home you want. right? Speed's another big thing.
Speed is another big thing.
In markets like these, speed can be everything. Whereas some lenders may take 45, 60 days to get you to the closing table. Being able to do it expeditiously, especially if you're selling your current home and you're already under contract to sell your current home, you have to move out, right? Which means you need a place to move into. And so that's another big thing where local lenders will excel. Because we just do mortgages, we're not off doing credit cards and car loans and everything else, estate planning. We're just doing mortgages, so we can be much more efficient in what we do.
And here's another thing, when we talk about insurance, again, not only do I recommend you use a local lender, but also a local insurance person. Because if you're using your State Farm guy, and he already said Pittsburgh, so we'll just go with that. If you're using your guy in Pittsburgh to get insurance here in South Carolina or in Georgia, they're gonna say, Penny, sorry, we went to the FEMA map and it says that you're in an AE flood zone and you need flood insurance. Well, no, in Margaritaville specifically, they build them up high enough that we're all in an X flood zone. But in the last couple of transactions, I've had to turn circles to prove that we were in an X flood zone.
Get that, Loma?
Oh, God.
The letter of map amendment. So it's important to have people down here that understand the tax rates down here and what exemptions you may or may not get down here as far as property tax exemptions. It's important to have somebody local that can set a proper expectation, paint an accurate picture of what you're going to be looking at as a homeowner.
And Jared said it earlier, it's nice to have a team. So for me, I have a team. Jared's part of my team. I have local insurance agents that I use. So it's nice when you use somebody, again, they pick up my call because I do business with them. And that's a benefit to you, the buyer, or even you, the seller, that I use local people or have a relationship with them. And it's a smoother transaction.
I think it's better off for everybody involved. Absolutely. Even the listing agent on the home you're looking to buy. It's better for everyone.
It's better for everyone. That's what we say. Now, what about credit unions? We talked about banks, same thing, same transition between bank and credit union versus mortgage lender.
I love a credit union, right? And I'm not saying banks are bad. I bank at Bank of America. I like banks, and banks are great at certain things. When it comes to mortgages, I would stick with a mortgage lender. Just more specialized in that one task. If you're a member of a credit union, by all means, talk to them. And I'm the type of lender, I want you talking to 2 or 3 lenders just so you can see how good I am. You're going to come back to me, but I want you to see what the pricing is and get the feel for what it's like at the others. Because of the specialization, they're going to be slower to call you back, right? They're not going to have as much product knowledge, right?
They're not going to pick up my phone call.
They're definitely not, they're probably not even going to know your realtor.
Even if Jared's out on his boat, he'll answer.
But I do like credit unions. I do like banks
Sure.
for certain things. Automobile loans, great.
Great.
Credit cards, checking accounts, certificates of deposit, great. It's just mortgage products are a little bit more intricate and a little bit more important, right?
Biggest investment.
Right, you buy a car every now and again, right? You don't buy a house all the time, so it's a little bit different.
A little bit different. So, again, my name is Penny Rafferty. Visit my website, pennyraffertyrealty.com. Under the resource tab, we'll have additional resources for you. Reach out to me. I'll provide Jared's information. Drop a comment below. We're happy to answer any of your questions, whether it's about mortgages or whether it's about buying a home, selling a home, or maybe even insurance.